put this down. We're live on YouTube, starting us up on the Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander.
Excuse me, the Golden Loon.
And you, of course, here are you. Thank you so much for coming in and watching us. Today is Thursday, aka Friday, February 27th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred to date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 380, Edict of Thessalonica. Emperor Theodosius I and his co-emperors Gratian and Valentinian II declared their wish that all Roman citizens convert to Nicene Christianity. Alright. 425, the University of Constantinople was founded by Emperor Theodosius II at the urging of his wife, Aelia Eudokia. Alright. 837, 15th recorded perihelion passage of Halley's Comet, perihelion being the closest it is to the Sun.
Oh.
So this is the 15th recorded time that it's done that. So, as far as, we've been recording that event happening. 907, Abolji, a Chechen chieftain, was enthroned as Emperor Taizu, establishing the Liao dynasty in northern China. Alright. 1454, Siege of Malbork, including its castle, seat of the Teutonic Order, began by Polish and Prussian forces, later captured in September of 1454, so that same year. 1/2 of a millennia ago, 5 centuries ago, 500 years, 1526, Saxony and Hesse formed the League of Gotha, the League of Protestant Princes. 1557, Osip Grigorovich Nepia, the first Russian ambassador to England, arrived in London. 1560, the Treaty of Berwick, which would expel the French from Scotland, was signed by England and the Lords of the Congregation of Scotland.
So does that mean the French took control of Scotland?
Apparently there were French forces in there, because from the other source it says here the Treaty of Berwick was signed by England and the Lords of the Congregation of Scotland, establishing the terms under which English armed forces were to be permitted in Scotland in order to expel occupying French troops.
So they were occupied.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. 1594, Henry IV was crowned King of France at Chartres Cathedral, becoming the only French monarch to be crowned there. Reims and Paris were occupied by the Catholic League. Alright. And I think that's what this is right here. No, wait, this is something else. This is something a lot earlier, because that looks like Arabic, that writing. Don't remember which one this was, though. But this looks like this is what we just read here. It's a little small of an image, but that's him getting crowned in that cathedral there. 1623, Amboina massacre. 10 Englishmen and 10 Japanese and a Portuguese were beheaded by the Dutch, or supposedly planning to seize their fort on Hampton Island in modern Indonesia. So 10 Englishmen, 10 Japanese, and 1 Portuguese, just for good measure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 1626, 4 centuries ago, Yuan Shangwan was appointed governor of Liandong after he led the Chinese into a great victory against the Manchurians under Nirashai. 1670, Holy Roman Emperor Leopold I ordered all Jews expelled from Austria, given until August to comply. Or else probably... Yeah, we cover that so often. It's just, why does this keep happening? It's weird. Hey, RMG relaunch. What's up? Doing a lot better. That's good. I didn't realize you were not doing all right, but that's good that you're doing better. 1700 here, English explorer William Dampier was the first British person to visit the Pacific island of New Britain, which he named. So, yeah. 1782, during the American Revolution, the House of Commons of Great Britain voted against further war in America. Smart move. Until 1812, that is. 1801, Washington, D.C. was placed under congressional jurisdiction. The pursuant to the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1801, Washington, D.C. was placed under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress. All right. 1803, Great Fire in Bombay, India. And this kind of coincides, if you know anything about the mud flood, resets, all that stuff. If you look up Great Fire and put in any major city, within about 100 years, every major settlement on the whole planet had a Great Fire and wiped a whole bunch of stuff away. So I like to bring that up every now and then because we have a Great Fire in Bombay, 1803. 1812, the flag of Argentina, created by Manuel Belgrano, was first raised at Rosario. We have what? Okay. I think I might have skipped over something. This is I might have skipped over it. But this is like the first women's magazine.
Oh.
It might still be coming up. I'm not sure. I might have put this in the wrong order. But this is the Argentine flag right here, with all of his troops and all that stuff. You're gonna say something?
Now, does the women's magazine mean it was produced and put out by women, or it's about women?
It's for women. Now, I'm not sure if women were involved in the creation of it, but it was for women.
I'm being an ass.
Not really. I mean, that's a actual good question. Like, was it written by women for women? You know,
If it was written by women and produced by women, it'd still be a women's magazine, even if it was about men, right?
Now you're hurting my brain. I don't know. 1812, poet Lord Byron gave his first address as a member of the House of Lords in defense of lutative violence against industrialism in his home country of Nottinghamshire. All right. 1813, we have the first federal vaccination legislation was enacted. That will come back to bite us in the ass. We also have U.S. Congress authorized use of steamboats to transport mail. All right.
Yeah.
1816, the Dutch regained Suriname from the French after the defeat of Napoleon. Okay, that would do it. 1827, first Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans, and we covered a couple days ago the first
one, huh?
Yeah, this is the very first one.
Wow,
But we covered the very first parade floats was in a Mardi Gras celebration. So they made history beyond themselves. 1844, Dominican Republic gained independence from Haiti. This is their national day. All right, very good, because I'm sure that they would hate to be associated with them today, with what's going on. 1854, German composer Robert Schumann saved from self-deletion attempt in Rhine River. That's interesting. 1859, United States Representative Daniel Sickles, after learning of an affair between his wife and Attorney General Philip Barron Key II, murdered him in Washington, D.C.
Whoa.
Yikes. I guess that's one way to end an affair. So, 1860, Abraham Lincoln made a speech at Cooper Union in the city of New York that is largely responsible for his election to the presidency. Interesting. I wonder what the speech was about. You know, you'd think that if something of that substance, it would be said about in the article here. I guess not. 1861, Russians shot at Poles protesting Russian rule of Poland in Castle Square, Warsaw. Way to prove them right, Russians. 1861, U.S. Congress authorized the first Stampede newspaper wrappers for mailing. Oh, stamped, not Stampede. Stampede newspaper. No, the first stamped newspaper wrappers for mailing. Okay. 1864, the sixth and last day of the Battle of Dalton in Georgia, about 600 casualties. That's dead and wounded.
Wow.
Yep.
Never heard of that.
Neither have I, but this one I definitely have heard about here. 1864, near Andersonville, Georgia, rebels opened a new prisoner of war camp, Camp Sumter.
Oh.
The first northern prisoners arrived at the Confederate prison at Andersonville, Georgia. And Andersonville, oh God, let me look this up here.
Well, that's not Fort Sumter.
No, Andersonville was a terrible, terrible prison. It was a Confederate prisoner of war camp during the final 14 months of the American Civil War. Most of the site lies in southwestern Macon County, adjacent to the eastern. But basically, there is here's a picture. Open. Actually, here, let me bigger this. See if I can click here. There we go. So this is Andersonville, and you can't really tell it that well, but all of this, like, it was all squalor and crap, and this river, it was all full of human excrement and all that stuff, and that was their only source of water and anything. So
that was the source of water? I thought that was going to be their source of drainage.
That is both.
Yikes. So
you want to be as upstream as possible, and also there was like this this line here within a 10-foot perimeter of the wall. If you cross that line, they shot you immediately. No questions, nothing. You're just gone.
Yeah, well, that's understandable.
Yeah. But there's a movie about it, and it's a really good movie. And I would suggest the viewers out there to watch it. I've seen it a couple times, and it really shows how horrible things were back then. Like the actual, like it was, it broke whatever the rules of war were back then and everything. It broke a bunch of stuff. I think the actual like the warden or whatever, ended up getting executed for crimes against humanity and all that stuff. Like, it was that bad. It wasn't just a POW camp. It was an atrocious, horrible thing. Anyway, 1869, John Menard was the first black stadian to make a speech in the U.S. Congress. All right. 1870, the current flag of Japan was first adopted as the national flag for Japanese merchant ships. Okay. Oh, here's a picture of Andersonville. There we go. I can't really tell it that well. It's a small picture, but you can see it's not good. So, and there's the flag of Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yep. What else do we got here? 1872, Charlotte Ray, the first black stadian woman lawyer in the U.S., graduated from Howard University. All right. 365 days later, it's 1873, Dutch socialist Samuel van Wooden demanded a law against child labor. I never thought I'd agree with a socialist, but in this case, I do. 1874, baseball was first played in England at Lord's Cricket Ground. So baseball has a direct link to cricket, as does hockey with the hat trick, or anything with hat tricks for that matter, because hat tricks came out of cricket. We've been over this.
Yes, we have. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, your hatred for cricket, though completely understandable and agreeable.
I don't hate it. I just don't understand it.
Well, neither do I.
I feel like you.
Yes. Actually, that's not a good thing.
No.
Don't go anywhere near anything tall. 1879, Russian-American chemist Konstantin Fauberg discovered an artificial sweetener later named Saccharin while working on coal tar analysis at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, wonderful. That's what I need. Artificial sweetener from coal tar. Lovely. You know, people wonder why we have such health problems these days. Well, maybe because we're eating this crap. But what is this here? Open image. Will this be big? There we go. Saccharin, named for the Latin word for sugar, was discovered accidentally in 1879 by Konstantin Fauberg, a chemist who was looking for new uses for coal tar derivatives in Ira Remen's laboratory at Johns Hopkins University. He forgot to wash his hands before lunch and tasted something sweet on his fingers. After tasting everything in his lab to determine the source, oh, that's what you want to do, is just start tasting shit in a lab. He figured out it was benzoic sulfamide, a coal tar derivative that is 300 times sweeter than sugar. By 1907, saccharin was already widely used in sodas and canned goods, but most stadians had no idea it was in their food. The sweetener was eventually banned in 1912, but the decision was reversed during World War I, when sugar rations necessitated the use of saccharin as a substitute. Once the war was over, people continued to enjoy the caloric-free sweetener. It is used in baked goods, medicines, drink, etc. So it's back?
Oh, we still have saccharin today.
What the hell? Dude, it was only brought back because of a fucking world war. Why wasn't it not banned again? No wonder people are unhealthy. Good lord. 1883, Oscar Hammerstein patented the first cigar rolling machine, and... Oh, this is it, right? This is baseball on the cricket grounds here.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah. Look at all the gentlemen in top hats.
Yeah.
And the ladies in other hats. Although I don't know if that's a gentleman or a lady. That hat is...
You can't use a flat bat. You know, that's just crazy. That's cricket.
Yeah.
That's just cricket.
And here's a cigar rolling machine here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a blueprint or something.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1890, D. Needham and P. Kerrigan boxed 100 rounds in 6 hours 39 minutes.
We talked about something like that.
In San Francisco, the match was a draw. No, that was a different match.
That was a different, but I mean, we talked many rounds, 100 and something.
I think it was like the most rounds ever, like 100 and something ridiculous.
It was like 160.
Now, the reason, for anybody wondering why both the Loon and I here are just like gobsmacked, one round is what, 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Okay, so imagine yourself punching, ducking, weaving, dodging, moving. Do that for 3 minutes. That's one round. Then you get a little break, and then you're back into it again. Do that 100 times, and now you'll understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1900, the Trades Union Congress and the Independent Labour Party, which was formed in 1893, met in London, resulting in the Labour Representative Committee and eventually the modern UK Labour Party in 1906. All right, so I think that's still around, the Labour Party. So happy birthday,
yes, it is.
Labour Party. I wonder, I don't know. I was just thinking of like some celebration in a hospital. It's a Labour Party.
Oh,
you know.
Cool.
1900, a football club of Bayern München was founded.
Does that mean soccer? Is what, because you said
football. It's football. I don't know. I've never seen this letter before. 1900. Where's... There we go. Oh, I guess it's not here. It's from the other source, but it's a weird B.
Oh.
So it's just, I don't know if it's football or football. No, foosball. 901, a General Committee of National Liberation Federation met and adopted a resolution deploring the continuation of the war in South Africa and condemning the British government's insistence on unconditional surrender by the Boers. We also have the National League Ruled Committee for Baseball decrees that all fouls are to count as strikes except after 2 strikes. Is that still a thing today?
Yeah, of course.
All right. 902, during the Second Boer War, Australian soldiers Harry Breaker Morant and Peter Hancock were executed in Pretoria after having been convicted of war crimes. Yikes. That's terrible. 906, France and Britain agreed to join control of New Hebrides. Okay. And I wonder if that's like one of the first times, Britain and France actually worked together. Because it wasn't until more recent times when they actually started, working together and all that stuff.
France and Britain?
Yeah.
Oh,
they've always
got to be something in history that put them together from time.
Well, they've always been at war with each other.
Not always.
Well, many times. Like there's always been a division. It wasn't until like 100 or so years ago. Anyway, 1916, ocean liner SS Meloja struck a mine near Dover and sunk, causing 155 deaths. 1919, we have the first public performance of Holst Planets. What is that?
Holst?
Holst's Planets. His name is Holst, and then apostrophe S, so Holst's Planets. The Planets is a 7-movement orchestral suite by the English composer Gustav Holst. Oh, so it's a music number.
Yep.
Written between 1914 and 1917. Interesting. I'm gonna keep this in here just because. Hold on a second. Holst's Planets, and copy this and paste this. Nope. Come on. There.
So it's a musical, right?
I think, but I'm gonna look it up later on myself. I'm just gonna throw that in the underbar section for anybody. It'll be there after the live stream. 1919, American Association for Hard of Hearing formed in New York City.
What'd you say?
21, the fascists incited a riot in Florence, Italy, typical fascists. And the International Working Union of Socialist Parties was founded in Vienna. Not good.
Great.
Yeah. 1922, George Bernard Shaw's Back to Methuselah, 1 out of 2, premiered in New York City. This is his largest scale play he ever did, I guess. So, Methuselah.
Yeah.
22 as well, U.S. Commerce Secretary Herbert Hoover convened the first National Radio Conference. Pretty cool. We also have the U.S. Supreme...
The FBI, right? Director?
Herbert Hoover? No, he was a president.
Yeah, no. Hoover was... I'm thinking of different Hoover.
Yeah, you're thinking of J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar.
Yeah. 1922, U.S. Supreme Court unanimously upheld the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Women's right to vote. Yes! Yes. 1925, Adolf Hitler resurrected NSDAP political party in Munich. Yikes. 1930, Bouvet Island declared a Norwegian dependency. All right. 1932, the Manstala Rebellion began when members of the far-right Lapua movement started shooting at the Social Democrats event in Manstala, Finland. Well, that's not
good.
Yeah.
Start shooting, it's never good.
It's not, but yeah. 1933, Nazi Germany's parliament building, the Reichstag, was destroyed by a fire, possibly set by the Nazis, who blamed and executed Dutch communist Marinus van der Loop. So, yeah. Although van der Loop said he was, it says here he claimed responsibility, but I think he did so after torture. It was just a way, because the Nazis and the communists, they cannot mix. Well, nobody can mix with Nazis or communists. 1936, Dutch swimmer Willie den Ouden set new women's world 100-meter freestyle record in 1 minute 4.6 seconds in Amsterdam. This lasted 22 years until it was broken in 1956 by Don Fraser of Australia. Excellent work. 37, Australian cricketer Don Bradman scored 169 in the 5th Test match against England in 223 minutes, ensuring Australia won the Ashes 3-2. What does that mean? I don't know.
They're
939.
words, but put them together, we
Yeah.
all figure it out.
See, as I like to say, if you hear something or read something verbatim, you know it's English, but you just don't understand, you're not having a stroke, calm down. It's just cricket. Everything's going to be okay.
That's right.
939, Borley Rectory, the most haunted house in England, was destroyed by a fire. Probably burnt itself down out of, just
Most haunted house.
not anymore. 939 as well, Britain and France recognized Francisco Franco's government in Spain. Not a good idea. We also have the U.S. Supreme Court outlawed sit-down strikes. United States labor law, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in NLRB versus Fan Steel Metallurgical Corps that the National Labor Relations Board has no authority to force an employer to rehire workers who engaged in sit-down strikes. All right. 1940, Martin Kamen and Sam Rubin discovered carbon-14 radiocarbon dating at the University of California Radiation Laboratory in Berkeley, California. All right, so the invention of carbon dating. Excellent. 1942, the first transport of French Jews to Nazi Germany. Yep, that happened. And we also have the Battle of Java Sea began. 13 U.S. warships sunk and 2 Japanese were sunk. During the Battle of the Java Sea, an Allied strike force was defeated by a Japanese task force in the Java Sea in the Dutch East Indies, so we lost bad. 13-2. That's not good.
Well, what does it mean? And 2 Japanese sunk? 2 Japanese ships?
Ships, yes.
Okay.
13 U.S. warships sunk and 2 Japanese warships sunk. 42, radio emissions from the sun were first detected by English physicist and radio astronomer James Stanley Hay, working on World War II radar anti-jamming methods.
Oh,
All right.
That's important.
Yeah. We also have, in 43, the Rosenkrantz protest, a rare mass public demonstration in Germany against the Third Reich's deportation of Jews in Berlin. The protest by non-Jewish wives and relatives of detained Jewish men lasted a week and resulted in the release of approximately 1,800 captives. Oh, it worked! Wow! So, even the Nazis, listened to the people. So,
Amazing.
yeah. This article should be known as common knowledge to every being on this planet. Stand up. Fight for what's right. Stand up for yourself and for your fellow humans. So, moving on up, 1943, University of Munich professor Kurt Huber, advisor to student nonviolent resistance group White Rose, arrested by the Nazis. Yep. 49, Chaim Weizmann became the first president of Israel. All right.
Who did?
Chaim Weizmann. 1951, we have the 22nd Amendment was ratified, limiting U.S. presidents to 2 terms. And that was after frickin' FDR and his 4 terms and everything.
Yeah, he's there for 12 years or something?
4, 8, 12,
16.
16.
If, he's there if it was 4 terms.
4 terms, but he died like halfway through his 2nd term or something. So, you know what? Hold on a second. FDR, term.
How long was he president?
How long was FDR president? I was trying to figure out how to word this. 33 to 45, so that's 12 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1956, female suffrage granted in Egypt. Oh, this was from the U.S. in 1922 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, Mr. President, how long must women wait for liberty?
Yeah.
Oh, my sweet liberty. 1957, premiere of only primetime network TV show beginning with an X, Xavier Cugat Show on NBC until the X-Files. Yeah. Why is this? That was connected to it for some reason. And then there is also Xavier Renegade Angel on Adult Swim, which was drugs. 1959, Boston Celtic Bob Cousy set NBA record with 28 assists. Boston Celtics scored 173 points against the Minneapolis Lakers. Yeah, that was when they were over
Bob
there.
Cousy, one of the great ones. He doesn't get the recognition that he deserves.
I agree.
He's just too far back.
Yeah. 1961.
What year was that? 60?
This was 1959.
59, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 1961, the first Congress of the Spanish Trade Union Organization was inaugurated. I just thought that was interesting. 1962, South Vietnamese President Ngo Dien Diem's palace was bombed by dissident air pilots in a failed assassination attempt. Wow. That's crazy. So, 2 dissident Republic of Vietnam Air Force pilots bombed the Independence Palace in Saigon. So, it was his own flyboys trying to bomb him. They were just, I guess, trying to end the war. Yeah. Because that's what you go, dissident air pilot. You know, that's Republic of Vietnam. That's south, right? I mean, it couldn't have been north. Not in 1962.
Vietnam, I think, would have been the south, the ones we defended.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was two southern Vietnamese pilots bombing the southern Vietnamese president. Wow.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, there's no way that the North can get him down there. You know, not in 1962.
Unless the Republic of Vietnam was the North.
Well, let me look this up here. Republic of Vietnam.
So I always just knew it as the people Vietnamese.
Vietnam, no. Republic
And then the Viet Cong were up north.
Republic of Vietnam. I'm without getting into digging. I'm not going to find it. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
1963, the Dominican Republic received its first democratically elected president, Juan Bosch, since the end of the dictatorship led by Rafael Trujillo. Pardon me. Sorry. 1964, the government of Italy asked for help to keep the Leaning Tower of Pisa from toppling over. Well, like, you know, what about all those tourists, you know, who are doing this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
1967, Dominica gained independence from England. All right. 68, CBS News anchor Walter Cronkite delivered a scathing editorial on the United States' chances of winning the Vietnam War. It wasn't good. Well, we
He's a great one.
Yeah.
Walter Cronkite.
Yep. Wasn't he the one who had that sign-off thing, like that's the way it is, or whatever?
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
That's how the news goes, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
1970, New York Times falsely reported the U.S. Army has ended domestic surveillance. Why would he even say that? There's no way in hell that would ever happen. 71, doctors in the first Dutch abortion clinic, the Mildrenens in Arnhem, started to perform aborte provocative, artificially induced abortions. All right. 73, U.S. Indian movement occupy Wounded Knee in South Dakota. Okay, in protest of the federal government. We did something. We're always doing something wrong. 75, U.S. House of Representatives passed a $21.3 billion anti-recession tax cut bill. Huh. Is that a good idea or bad idea?
Well, it's a good idea to cut anything.
Yeah. 1976, the formerly Spanish territory of Western Sahara, under the auspices of the Polashia Front, declared independence as the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. All right, cool. 1976, final meeting between Mao Zedong and Richard Nixon. This was removed from primary source. 77, Swedish pop group ABBA arrived in Australia for the first time, sparking ABBA mania, mate. Crikey, throw the shimp on that, Bobby. 1981, greatest passenger load on a commercial airliner, 610 people on a Boeing 747. How do you fit that many people on there? But that's going to be broken here soon. Have you heard about them with their standing seating? Oh my goodness, you're going to get mad. This is becoming commonplace. Aircraft standing seating. You know how cramped seating is now.
Yeah.
You know? Well, this is what they're proposing to do. Right here. As soon as the image loads. Open image in new tab. In order to save more room, they have a standing seat. And look at that. Look at that. Look how skinny that is. Let me find a better image. It's like this is... it's showing the difference. So, in the room of one seat, you can fit two seats. Wow. Way to make us feel like a bunch of cattle airliners.
You're going to do that for how many hours?
Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like you can see, you know, they have mock-ups and like so many. Like, there's designs. It's coming. You know, it's no longer in concept. It's coming. So, 1981, Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder recorded the single "Ebony and Ivory." You remember that at all?
Yeah.
All right. Was it a good song?
It was one of the slow ones.
All right. 82, Earl Anthony became the first Pro Bowler to win more than $1 million. All right. 84, Workers' Union leader Billy Nair, at the age of 55, was freed from Robben Island prison in South Africa after 20 years as a political prisoner. Jeez. 85, 14,000 U.S. farmers converge in Ames, Iowa to demand economic relief. They converge in Washington to demand economic relief. Primary sources, it was edited. So initially it says in Washington, and then it says in Iowa. That's weird.
I wonder what's the need for economic... I can't talk. economic relief was.
Not entirely sure.
No.
Let's do the surface level sketch of this article here. Let's see. Farm aid. Oh, well, I guess it made farm aid. Years active, 1985 to present, so I guess this is the start of it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we got here? 1985, the U.S. dollar was worth 3.9355, whatever the hell Netherlands currency is. Why do we know this? Like, that's such a weird thing to say. Like, 1986, the United States Senate allowed its debates to be televised on a trial basis. All right. 88, Sumgate pogrom. The Armenian community in Sugate, Azerbaijan, was targeted in a violent pogrom. And a pogrom is an event that, like, targets a certain type of people. Most often it's Jewish, but it's not limited to that. But it's basically an ethnic attack. It's a race war.
Okay, didn't know
So,
that.
yeah. Actually, let me, I'll look it up here to find the actual definition. Pogrom. It is a violent riot incited with the aim of massacring or expelling an ethnic or religious group, usually applied to attacks on Jews. The term entered the English language from Russian to describe the late 19th and early 20th century attacks on Jews in the Russian Empire. So, yep. We also have in 1990, Exxon Corp and Exxon Shipping were indicted on 5 criminal counts. This is Valdez. Exxon Valdez.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the oil.
Yeah.
The oil
Spill
friggin' mafia.
up in Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 1990 as well, final day of the rum ration in the Royal New Zealand Navy. I remember reading something about that. So, 91, Ben Elton's Silly Cow premiered in London. All right. 91 as well, during the Gulf War, U.S. President George H.W. Bush announced that Kuwait is liberated. And it's just bothering in my head now. I just gotta play this Markiplier Silly Cow. Let's see if it's it's a whole video. Okay. Anyway, 1994, the 17th Winter Olympic Games closed in Lillehammer, Norway. 96, U.S. film production company Happy Madison Productions was founded by Adam Sandler. So, yeah, so, like, there's Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, you know.
His production company, he owned the production company.
Yeah, Happy Madison.
Wow.
96, first appearance of Pokemon in the role-playing video game Pocket Monsters Red and Green for Game Boy in Japan. Red and green. I thought the original ones were red and blue. Maybe it was green in Japan. That's interesting. 98, Apple discontinued development of the Newton computer. And we also have Britain's House of Lords agreed to end 1,000 years of male precedence by giving a monarch's firstborn daughter the same claim to the throne as any firstborn son. Good!
Oh, yeah.
Good! All for that. That is awesome. 99, Olusegun Obasanjo Banjo became Nigeria's first elected president since mid-1983. So 16 years, finally. Dude, in the year 2000s, actually, hold on, did I miss something here? No, I didn't. Okay, so 2001, 2004. Shoko Ashara, the leader of the Japanese doomsday cult Aum Shirikiano, was sentenced to death for masterminding the 1995 Tokyo subway sarin attack. Do you remember that? The sarin gas subway attack?
Yes.
Yeah, this was a mastermind sentenced to death on this calendar date in 2004. 2007, Mark Messier's number 11 jersey was retired by the Edmonton Oilers. All right. 2010, an 8.8 magnitude earthquake rattled central Chile. Epicenter just off the coast also triggered a tsunami. And I almost didn't mark this article because I'm like, I don't want to cover every last single earthquake.
Yeah.
But at the same time, from the other source, it says here, an earthquake measuring 8.8 on the moment magnitude scale struck central parts of Chile, causing the deaths of 500 people and thousands more injuries, and a tsunami that it caused struck Hawaii shortly after. So that begs some reading.
Come on,
that is enormous. Yeah. 2012, WikiLeaks began disclosing 5 million emails from the private intelligence company Stratfor. Good. Transparency. We need it. 2013, Pope Benedict XVI presented his farewell address to Vatican City. That still blows my mind. You can quit being the Pope, You
can retire.
Yeah. 2013 as well. A shooting took place at a factory in Manzano, Switzerland, seeing 4 murdered and the perpetrator self-deleting with an additional 5 injuries. That is unfortunate. Do we have any comments on YouTube? Nope, we do not. 2014, chaos erupted after the Swedish Public Employment Service mistakenly invited 61,000 people to a job interview in Stockholm.
My God.
Wow. Can you imagine? Like, somebody must have hurt somebody. Like, it's inevitable. 61,000 people, somebody must have hit somebody at some point. Like, no, I'm standing in line. No, well, it does say chaos erupts, so.
Of course.
Yeah. 2014, unmarked Russia special forces invaded neighboring Crimea, Ukraine, to assist pro-Russian nationalists occupying government buildings in preparation for annexation. Yeah, well, the pro-Russians were doing their stuff and the pro-Westerns were doing their stuff because we had a whole hand in what was going on with this whole thing.
Yeah.
So, 2014, U.S. Republican Governor Jan Brewer vetoed a religious freedom bill that would have allowed businesses to turn away gay customers. I don't like the idea of, people turning away other people for any types of hate, but at the same time, something has to give. Now you're forcing them to do things against their will. They can still turn away gay people by using the whole we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone sign thing. They can still use that loophole to refuse to serve whoever they want.
Yeah, but it has to be specific. You don't have shoes on or something like that. You can't say, "Oh, you're gay, out of here."
Yeah.
You cannot stomp on somebody's rights like that. I don't care what you want.
I agree.
Their rights supervent your rights to choose.
Very true. I'm just trying to think of a way for neither party to get their rights infringed on, but I don't think there's a way. So, 20.
It was back in the day, and not that far ago, I was alive.
Yeah.
People wouldn't sell their house to a black person. Are you kidding me? That's unthinkable today, but that was common.
No, that is awful.
Yeah. Screw you.
Yeah.
And then doesn't that person have the right to choose? No.
Well, see, by that, this is why I say, because laws and governments and all that stuff, that is the physical, or I guess the visible embodiment of the will of the people. Mm-hmm. So, if somebody's being prejudiced like that, then the entire community should stop doing business with that person rather than forcing the person to do something that they don't want to do. Just have the community naturally just not do business with them. That's a more organic way.
The community agrees with them. What if the community agrees? No, I think he shouldn't have to sell.
Then as horrible as
then that guy's right is that black man's right is Trump.
As horrible as that situation is, I don't like the idea of removing someone's rights for somebody else to have their rights. Because at the end of the day, that black person can go buy a house from somebody else. But that guy, the business owner, or the seller, is being forced by law. I don't like the idea of being forced by law to do anything. Even if, the action is just, I don't like the idea of using force to do anything like that. Well, I don't like it. So
you can't trample on somebody's rights.
You can't choose by forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do, even if what they want to do is bad or wrong. Now you're trampling on their rights.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
They're not trampling on your right to sell it. They're trampling on your right of who you decide to sell it to. That's way different.
It's still trampling on the rights.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are. You said it in that way. Anyway, that's a great topic for IOYO, but let's move on up here. 2015, Russian politician Boris Nemtsov was assassinated in Moscow while out walking with his girlfriend. Wow. You can't do anything in Russia. 2018, Barbra Streisand revealed she had cloned her dog twice. That is terrifying. Yeah, what a psychopath. We also have Jared Kushner's son-in-law, President Trump, had his top secret security clearance at the White House downgraded. Huh.
Jeez. He's now over there negotiating with Iran. Are you kidding me? Downgrade him. What a bunch of crap. That guy's an incredible individual.
Yeah.
Unless there's something specific, and I can't believe that guy's squeaky clean.
Son-in-law and advisor to Donald Trump. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, there's only a few articles.
I mean, how many Jews get over there and negotiate with
Iran?
there
we go. Russia collusion. They're accusing him of that too. So, yeah. There we go. Anyway, 2019, doctors announced world's second known case of semi-identical twins, a boy and a girl from Brisbane, Australia. All right. We also have the first gun control legislation for 25 years passed by U.S. House of Representatives with new federal background checks. All right. Let's see, what else we got here? 2019, Pakistan shot down an Indian fighter jet and captured the pilot, further escalating tensions in the disputed Kashmir region.
Yeah, that's been a mess.
Yeah. Pakistan Air Force JF-17 Thunder downed Indian pilot Abhinandan Varamatarman's MiG-21 in an aerial dogfight and captured him after conducting airstrikes in Jammu and Kashmir.
And Kashmir is considered some of the finest wool in the world.
Yeah. 2019, second summit began between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un in Hanoi, Vietnam. Wow, they got Kim Jong-un all the way out in Vietnam? Wow. The second summit began between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Yeah.
They got Kim Jong-un all the way into Vietnam.
I think...
Like, that is wild.
I think if it's this particular incident, I'm not quite sure. He had to borrow a Russian airplane to get him there. I'm not sure if it was this one, but he did have to borrow a Russian airplane to go meet Trump somewhere.
I find that incredibly difficult to believe because, to my knowledge, Kim Jong-un travels exclusively by train.
Yeah, but not to Vietnam.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's literally traveled, like, you know, like wherever he goes in China, wherever he goes in Russia, it's always by train.
As soon as you got to go over water, train ain't gonna cut it.
Vietnam is connected by land. Like, it's a long trip.
Korea's an island, basically.
No, it's a peninsula. Hold on a second. Let me let's see here. Let me bring up maps.
Yeah, it is connected to China.
Yeah. I'm gonna zoom out here and try to Vietnam. Like, North Korea is up here, and like, you know, the plane makes sense because Vietnam is all the way the hell down here.
Yeah.
But like I am astonished because
I doubt
like
if there's any way to get there from overland through China.
Yeah, I'm sure there has to be a way.
You think?
There has to be some kind of way. I mean, there has to be some way physically to, I mean, like, you know, the Silk Road and everything over all the desert. I mean, there's some way physically to get anywhere as long as there's land connecting to it. What else do we got here? 2019, the smallest baby boy ever born to be later successfully released went home after an original birth weight of 268 grams, or 9.45 ounces, from Tokyo Hospital. What was it, like this big?
Wow, I don't know.
Tiny child. 2020, biggest cosmic explosion ever detected from a supermassive black hole in Ophiuchus galaxy, 390 million light years away. It was the size of 15 Milky Ways, or apparently Mikey Ways, according to the misspelling here. This was published in Astrophysical Journal. Mikey Ways. Like Milky Ways, but cheaper and less delicious. 2020, countries sanctioned Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. The EU closed its airspace to Russian planes. Russian banks excluded from worldwide SWIFT payment system. And Sweden sent arms to Ukraine. All right.
Okay.
Well, this is, I think that the invasion started yesterday or the day before in 2022. So,
forget.
Yeah. We covered it.
Yeah.
We also have EU warned Russian invasion of Ukraine meant Europe facing major humanitarian crisis. 18 million Ukrainians were displaced, with 4 million refugees fleeing the country. Yeah. 2023, new post-Brexit deal for Northern Ireland announced by UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen. 2024, the first confirming sighting of a sexual encounter between humpback whales and the first homosexual coupling, published in Marine Mammal Science. That sounds like liberal propaganda and garbage. 2024, quickly spreading wildfires across Texas Panhandle propelled Governor Greg Abbott to issue a disaster declaration for 60 counties. And that's
Wait a minute. Texas doesn't have a panhandle.
Yeah, they do.
Oakland is a panhandle.
No, the thing on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like the Texas and the thing that goes up and then that thing.
Okay.
So,
I've never heard it before.
Yeah, it's the little handle thing. Is whatever the hell.
I got it.
Anyway, that shall conclude the show for today. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between two sources, during this day. Check our sources for more. Continue your pursuit of self-education. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Mayo Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you viewers, thank you so much for coming in and watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! I have to wait a couple seconds or so, apparently, because it cuts